What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Leo, and today I'm bringing you guys a film session. It's gonna drop on Friday, so I'm about to just call it Friday Film Sessions, Friday Film Study, something like that. But today we're watching Lance Mccutcheon, the wide receiver of the Rams. He's been going crazy in the preseason through 2 weeks. He leads the whole league in NFL preseason receiving yards. So they kind of stood out to me, so I wanted to check him out and see how he plays, see if he has a chance at making the roster. Right now, he's listed as 7th on the Rams depth chart. I believe that was coming into the preseason, though. He was 7th on the depth chart. So that's kind of interesting because that's maybe make the team range, because teams usually like to keep around 6 receivers on the active roster. So a little bit about him. He played college at Montana State. His senior season, he was first team All Big Sky Conference, catching 61 passes for 1,200 yards and 9 total touchdowns that year. He went undrafted this past draft, but the Rams signed him in May after the right after the NFL draft. So we're gonna get into it. This is his week 2 game against the Rams. So he is number 82, I believe. This is him at the bottom. I took these plays from a couple of days ago when I watched the game, so my memory is going to be a little bit off, so it's kind of going to be like a live reaction and breakdown almost. So this is the first play we have, and this is Derek Stingley down here that he's starting the game out against in the first quarter. So this is, good competition. Stingley going 3rd in the draft, I think, this year. He was the first corner off the board. So here he is singled up. Now this is a great route right here. This is cover 3 from the Texans, so it's not man to man. What is it, cover 3? They kind of just bring the house, unless the play action brought the linebackers up, it looks like, because these guys are facing the quarterback. So I know it's not man unless they had a sellout, but these linebackers sucked up on the play action, it looks like. But anyways, getting down into it, let's move this out the way. He knows that his only threat to defend this pass is Stingley here, so he starts out, he immediately gets upfield in a hurry. You see that he's selling go, and Stingley turns and he's playing inside. So Mccutcheon, he gets to Stingley's blind spot. He makes sure he gets to his blind spot, his back, to where he can't see him, and then once he gets there, he breaks the route off. And right here, Stingley has no chance. Good job flattening it out a little bit and not running up the field, because then the safety that creates more or less distance between him and the safety, and also an easier chance for the safety to make a play on the ball. It's a harder throw for the quarterback that way. So bringing it back some. See, he gets to the blind spot, breaks it off, comes flat. Good catch. So big chunk play there, first play. This is him at the bottom of again, we have Stingley. We got 2 high safety look. It's play action play. Good job getting the hands off of him. Let's go back and look at this again. Let's look at his release. So stems outside, which is great because you need to go towards the defender, attack the defender's leverage. So this is already good veteran technique that I'm seeing from him, getting to Stingley's blind spot, attacking the leverage, because Stingley jumps out. This is a zone again, but he still attacks the leverage, and Stingley goes to put his hands on him, swipes the hands, makes a move inside, gets a little bit off balance there. Stingley still got some of them, it looked like. But things I seen there was attacking Stingley's leverage. So not every play that when you're looking at receivers, just because they didn't catch the ball, don't mean you need to pay attention to the play. Look at every detail about them. So let's get to this next play. I think this is him at the bottom still. This is not Derek Stingley he's going against. It's a zone. Let's see. Looks like kind of like 3. Yeah, it's cover 3. Let's go back some more. I got to see. So again, this is the same exact play as the first play. The DB has his back towards the sideline. He's just dropping into the zone. You see that Mccutcheon still is trying to get to that blind spot, and that's what you have to do every time. Attack the blind spot. He doesn't really sell fully out like he did the first time. He needs to get a little bit more outside. The DB did do a good job keeping the leverage. He goes post, breaks it down to a comeback, works back towards the ball. It's a great route. Not a great route, it's a good route. Just the quarterback got sacked on the play. Now here he is in a stack look. Texans are showing blitz. They drop out of it though. Okay. Now that they dropped out of it, let me go back and look at him. So right here, he doesn't do that well of getting the DB's hands off him. The DB is in press man. So you see the DB gets engaged with him and he doesn't really swipe or have the strength to fight him off on this play from what I see. And then when he breaks off, there's no separation. So in this situation, you just gotta right here, you have to swipe his hands down. Don't let him touch don't let him get his hands on your pads, because he gets his hands on his pads and then he's locked up the whole way. He's out of the play. So I see, not a great ability right there to get hands off of, or just play strength, getting the DB's hands off of him. He's down here at the bottom on this play. It's an empty set. Good after the catch ability right here. So this was like let's see. This was just a simple cover 2 look. The split safeties at the top. The outside cornerbacks are rolled up. Middle linebacker covering the deep middle. 2 hook zones right here. So what he does, he makes a move, jumps outside, turns. Good ball by the quarterback. So we just really see some yak ability here. It was just him finding the open spot in the zone. Good catch with his hands. Makes the safety miss with a spin move. So good after the catch ability right here. I think he's at the bottom again. Another empty look. They got a too high safety look. So on this play, what I would want to see here, I don't know why I took this play, is that I want him to explode off the ball and attack this DB. Sell the go route, even though you're running a hitch / comeback. Sell it. Like, he just kind of looks slow and sluggish on this play. But you have to fire off the ball. So this could just be a speed problem or an acceleration problem that he has. But he needs to really press this DB like he's selling go, even though he's running a little curl route. But then we didn't let the play finish. Scramble drill. I see good mental processing and awareness that during scramble drill, if you're the low man, you go high. If you're the high man, you go low. So he processes this really, really well and quickly. So he sees this QB is scrambling. He instantly knows to go high. So he does that. During the play, he sees that he's the only one in the area that's going to be able to make a play. He kind of throws his hands up. He's like, what's going on? So then he knows that he's the only one available. So he has to come back to his quarterback. He processes this all well, super quick, great play speed. So even though they didn't make the play, I seen, the mental processing on the field and football IQ on this play. So athletically, we seen kind of marginal acceleration. But then after, I see very good processing, play speed, things like that. So shout out to scramble drill rules, knowing that. Texans are showing blitz again on this play. It looks really like cover 0. They drop out of it though. He's down here at the bottom. So he jabs outside, jumps inside. This is zone coverage. I mean, on this play, I don't know what I really took from it. Maybe just his like the way he breaks down. He doesn't really explode out of that route, and he takes very long time to kind of get out of that route. Not much on that play. I'm not too sure what I took from it. Getting in here in the red zone. I think he's at the top here. So this is man coverage. Now that I know the cover, just look at the play. So eat that cushion up. Good job. Get on the DB's toes. So one of the most important things running routes and whenever DBs are playing off coverage, you have to eat that cushion up and, close the separation between you and the DB before you make his move. Really threaten him and close the distance to be able to get the most separation for yourself. So close the separation with the DB to then explode and get the most separation from yourself. The best guys in the league at doing this are, your top receivers, Devontae Adams. If you watch him run routes, he really presses these defensive backs, gets on their toes, and he's like a bunny almost, the way that he explodes off of his feet, his little jump cuts and things like that. Cooper Kupp as well is great at doing it, top guys. So we do see him close the distance on this play. See a solid transition into an in route. He's coming from really flat too. So I think, he would have had a chance to get this ball if quarterback didn't have to roll out the pocket due to the pressure. So like thus far, what I see from Lance Mccutcheon is I see football IQ is like really good. His processing as well, his play speed. I see like the technical work. Like technically he's really good. Like things like closing the distance, getting to the blind spot. Something that I don't really see. I can't really tell how good of an athlete he is right now. Like he looks kind of average, maybe even I would go to say inadequate as an athlete, speed, acceleration, agility, things like that, halfway through this clip. But we'll get into some more. Here he is at the bottom, singled up, one high safety. Again, and we see this again. Let this play finish. Another time when the DBs are able to get their hands on him and press. So this cornerback is playing outside leverage. He just punches with the inside arm, gets that on his inside shoulder, and it kind of holds him up the whole play. He's not fighting it off. He doesn't show good play strength to be able to get DB's hands off of him. One, it's bad that you allow him to get his hands on you. Two, it's bad that he's comfortably getting his hands on you. And three, you can't get them off of you. So I think he's kind of been struggling with press coverage. The times that we see him excel is in off coverage when DBs are in bail, dropping into a zone. But in press man-to-man, I've seen him not really been able to get separation off the line. He just gets jammed up and he struggles getting off of it. So that's a play strength trait that I see there that's not very high of his. Next play, here we go, off coverage. So we'll see how he does on this play. He's running the deep cross. Doesn't really get available. This play is bread and butter for the Rams. They run this all the time. So something we want to see here. So this is a zone. Does a good job crossing the face of the safety that drops down. So cross his face and don't run behind him. Now, right here, you're in this guy's blind spot. This is another safety. I think this was Eric Murray. Used to be on the Chiefs. So he's just booking because he feels Lance Mccutcheon behind him. So this is really really tough because I feel like this is so hard to make this quick decision, but that does go into mental processing. So he kind of just tries to beat him to the sideline. Doesn't happen. But something that he could have done on this play is once you get into the blind spot of this safety right here, because you have this guy beat. He's beat. You crossed his face already. He's beat. Now, if you would have crossed his face and just run straight on a straight line on this 35-yard line instead of kind of just following my cursor where you're running, making not a flat square angle. If he just crosses right down this 35, because he's in his blind spot, this safety, Eric Murray, he's running right here. If he just runs on this line, he gets in behind him because he wasn't looking at him. So he would have been able to make a play, box out the defensive back. Instead, he tries to beat him to the sideline, and we don't see him able to win with speed. So that goes again into his athletic ability. Now he's down here at the bottom again, press coverage it looks like. This time the DB doesn't really get his hands on him. Let's look at the release. He does a little skip kind of, just jumps outside. Gets off balance. Did the DB get his hand on him? He might have got his hand on him and knocked him off balance. And then he's kind of out of the play. I believe that he did draw a holding penalty though. So I think the DB did get this, get hands on his inside shoulder and knock him off balance. Again, a play strength thing that we've noticed so far. So his strength is to be questioned. But after that happens, we see a little bit of competitive toughness on him. You see he kind of takes his inside arm and pushes the DB, gets physical back with him. So that's a good competitive toughness trait that I see. I think that's really good to see. I love guys that are competitive out there on the football field. So he gets pushed around, knocked off balance. Instantly he comes back, gets physical with the DB, runs his in breaking route. The DB ends up holding him, gets a hooked of his hip, draws the penalty. So we didn't see very good strength there, but we did see solid competitive toughness. Next play, he has off coverage here. So he runs this crosser again and makes the catch. So this time, they didn't have a guy chase him from the middle. The middle of the field was wide open. So this was easy money. This was what I talk about. The Rams run this play all the time. It's bread and butter. They just caught him in the right coverage. Good job running flat towards the sideline. Don't drift up the field because that's a harder throw for the quarterback, more likely to get intercepted. So just run flat. Once you get to the top, break it off flat. Makes the completion, gets his feet down. Good catch. Now I believe he's at the top of the screen of this play. Off coverage again. Good catch. It's a really good throw by the quarterback as well. The bad part about this play, though, is that he didn't get the first down. I believe this was a third down play. So what he does is he runs to the sticks. He runs right to the sticks, though. And he knows that he has to come back to the football because when you run a curl, a comeback, anything working back towards the quarterback, you have to work back towards the football, which is going to lose yardage from where you were. That's why, on comebacks, you got 17 to 15, whatever you're running, 20 to 18, you want to give yourself 2 yards of distance to work back to the football. And what happens here is he works back to the football. The quarterback puts it in a great spot, puts it outside so the defender has no chance of picking this off. But when he catches it, he's short of the line to gain. So what he needed to do on this play is get 2 yards past the line of scrimmage. So he runs so he stops right here, right on the first down versus where he should have came 2 yards Also would have threatened the DB a little bit more so that he couldn't drive on it so early. So he was sure, it's a good catch, good execution. It's just that mentally he needs to give himself 2 yards of distance. So I seen, mentally and technically he knows how to work back to the football on comeback routes, but it's just he needs to know where to be exactly. So that caused them a third down conversion. So next play here he is. He has a press DB in front of him in a stack look. So this DB drops out into his zone. He does work inside release. Good swipe of the hands. So we do see a good job on this play. But at the same time, I don't think this defensive back was really committed to jamming him. Just maybe if he doesn't go inside, he can get his hands on him, because this DB's focus is getting to this flat. But he gets into the route, sits in the zone. So it's a solid rep overall. Now we have off coverage here. I believe this is getting close to this is like the end of the game. The Rams are making a comeback drive because these safeties are 20 deep. DBs are off. They have 3 linebackers 10 yards deep. So this is when the Rams are trying to win the game. So the defensive back is getting kind of like a flat or like a curl to flat zone outside here. So he gets inside of it, breaks out. He's running like a corner route. So the quarterback does a good job getting him the ball. Good catch, good after the catch ability, making him miss. Sad thing is he ended up fumbling on the 10, which lost them the game. I'm going to show you guys another angle of this. So we see good and bad. On a lot of the plays, we see good and bad. Like on this play, we see good job getting. That's actually a great throw by the quarterback. Just jumping, throwing it off his back foot, getting hit. Great job. Good arm strength getting the ball to him. But he gets to a soft spot in the zone. So he knows, where to sit in zone coverage from what I've seen in this video. Makes a contested catch. So nice hands. Solid yak ability, making another defender miss. It's just ball security. You got to hold on to it right here. He gets punched out from behind. They end up losing the game. So that's it for this film session. My takeaways is as an athlete, I think he's, average at best. Could be below average, really. I'm not gonna fully judge. So I can't fully judge him off one game, but in this game, he was an average athlete at best. Mentally and technically, I think he was really sound. He's definitely good enough to be a starter from that aspect. Competitive toughness wise, I did see some competitiveness, some aggression in him. Strength, like play strength wise, I don't think he's that strong of a wide receiver. We do see DBs when they do get into a press man look on him, they're able to land hands and keep control of him. He struggles with getting hands off of him and also really avoiding getting hands, keeping hands off of him. You see other takeaways I can think of, maybe. I think that's pretty much it from this video. I think things I loved the most was that he knows how to get to the defensive back's blind spot when they're playing zone. But the week 3 of the preseason is about to start. We're gonna see him again most likely. I think he is still battling for a roster spot, being 7th on the depth chart coming in, leading the league in the preseason yards. So I seen good hands. Good hands. We'll see if he makes the team. It'll be interesting. I believe that he will, based on, the other guys that I've looked at on the roster. I think he'll make it at that 6th spot on the roster. But we'll see. Week 3 is coming up. He has a whole nother game to prove himself. But other than that, it was fun watching him. Hopefully we'll see more of him in the future in the NFL. But other than that, if you guys made it this far, I appreciate it. Like the video, comment players, you might want to see a film breakdown on, um, or any other content you guys want to see. Let me know how I'm doing. I love reading comments, having conversations in the comments. But other than that, I hope y'all have a good day. Peace.